U.S. artist Jussie Smollett has been loaded by a great jury trial in Chicago on 16 counts, charged of wrongly pretending to police force how he had been the sacrifice of a loathe criminality. Prosecutorial had previous loaded him in one calculate of filing a erroneous paper. The 36-year-old African-American artist said police force he had been the sacrifice of a homophobic and bigot attack. Police force say he staged the assault in and tried to future his operating career. Recent monthly he was hanging of the Imperial Power TV show he starred in. Source said NBC and CNN Mr. Smollett had apologized to the throw for any confusion inflicted by the occurrence but kept his virginity. Mr. Smollett is charged of profitable two brothers to phase the assault on January 29. Chicago officials as well trust how he shipped a bigot and homophobic email to by himself at a Fox workshop in advance. He was loaded in manufacturing a erroneous declaration to police force or, on Thursday, a great jury trial refundable 16 counts of unrestrained hold versus him. At an over-listening, a magistrate set the artist's collateral at $100,000, £76,000. Mr. Smollett denies all the extortion versus him and will seem in trial on March 16. His lawyers told they will install a violent defense of Mr. Smollett, who they outlined as a youthful man of flawless nature. Mr. Smollett told two white men thrown bigot and homophobic insults at him while he went out deceased at overnight to buy meal of a Metro bread store in Chicago. He told they later perforated him, filled a potential chemistry material above him and put a cord about his cervix, a link to bigot lynchings of African Americans. He as well declared the men told the Ismaga Nation for the attack, a link to CEO Donald Trump card's campaigning motto, "Do America Large Once Again." Commanders began to increase suspect while they were incapable to discover any length of the occurrence, in spite review more than rather than 50 observation cameras. Down there were as well no witnesses. But investigators say they controlled to use a trip-sharing app to path and identification two brothers who were shot close the stage. The men, Ola and Abel Asundero, flew to Nigeria following the estimated assault. On their back they were detained for nearly 48 several hours. Officials told they were liberated out of accusation following provided data how displaced the path of the inquiry. One of the brothers is Mr. Smollett's private coach, and both had treated as extra on Imperial Power. Police force say they include a receipt, signed by Mr. Smollett, that showed how he had coordinated to pay the brothers $3,500. Chicago PD Governor Eddie Johnson told Mr. Smollett said at low one of the brothers how he was satisfied in his wages on the show. On to the Huffington position, he was creature pays $65,000 per scene for his starring part. In a click meeting, Superintendent Johnson named the estimated scheme a disgraceful addition. Reason would nobody, particularly an African American person, use the symbology of a lasso to do erroneous accusations? How could who see at the hate and affliction related in how character and see and prospect to handle how character to future his own social section? He as well charged Mr. Smollett of take benefit of the ache and wrath of racist to contribute his career. Mr. Smollett rotated by himself in soon subsequently.